Good morning, Livers. Good morning, everyone. It's April Franks Hunt, Master Coach. April Hunt. I dropped the Franks. I'm trying to get used to that. I've been saying April Franks Hunt for like 8 years. So I'm trying to condition myself. Forget the hyphen. I'm just a Hunt. So, hey, everybody. It's April. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. It's Friday. So whenever you're viewing this, whether it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, this is a message that definitely transcends the day of the week. This is a message that I believe is definitely for you. And I have a special guest today that I'm going to bring on here shortly. But first, come on in, say hello. Let us know where you are viewing from. Shout out to everyone who is popping in on the live. We'll give Facebook a couple of seconds to notify you guys and make sure that you're on. This is a really great message. Again, as you come in, let us know where you're viewing from and share this broadcast with your friends and your family that are connected to you on Facebook. We definitely want to have this conversation about feeling, this whole validation conversation around, you not being valuable until someone else says you are. And in business, there's some validation to that, right? Because you do want your customers, clients, and people to click the button, to like this, to share that, to buy this, to enroll in this. You do want that. But as from yourself, there has to be this validation that you give to yourself first, right? It can't just be, hey, New Jersey, nice to see you. It can't just be, that you are looking and seeking these things from other people, because it'll break you if you don't get it. So you got to first have a strong foundation built up. So, hey, you guys. Hi, Denise Dennis. Denise says, thanks again for yesterday's powerful message. You're welcome. Today's going to be equally as powerful. Brenda Sissoko says, hello. Hi, Brenda. Nice to see you. Star says hello. Hi, Star. Again, if you haven't already clicked the share button, please do so. And in a minute, I'm about to bring on Necie Black. Necie Black is the founder and the visionary behind Life Smart. She is an amazing visionary, also a coach, and I've had the honor of working with her as a client and as a colleague, because she does work with our clients, and we do refer clients to her over the past, couple of months. And so I'm excited about that. And I actually met Necie several years ago now, and it's just been, to watch her grow has been amazing. And she has this amazing message, so I don't want to keep her from you too long. I want her to come on and really just share this whole message about being self-approved. Necie, are you there?
Yes, I am here, April. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Necie. So we're actually both in Oklahoma City, and
Yay!
I woke up this morning and I was like, after yesterday, I had such a plethora of blessings to the point of exhaustion. I literally just said, you know what, Jesus, I'm going to sleep. And I just went to bed at 8 o'clock. And I woke up this morning with, you know what, you all have got to feel approved by yourself. And I was going to deliver this message, and I said, you know what? The best person I know right now to deliver this message is Necie, you, because you've just written a book called Self-Approved. And can you just tell our viewers a little bit more about why self-approved?
Well, thank you. Absolutely. Self-approved came about because of things that we've had, issues, relationships that we've had in our lives where we sacrificed who we were. We put our dreams on the back burner. We allowed people to dictate what our lives should look like, what they should feel like. And along the way, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in other people's measurement of our lives, of our dreams, of our purpose even. And a lot of times we don't know how to get back to that. We don't know how to go back and find ourselves again. So that's what my book is about. Self-Approved, a guide to authentic and purposeful living. It's about reconnecting with the greatness in us. And not just that, but recognizing when we have allowed people to dictate and approve us over our approval of ourselves, so we can get back to the drawing board, if you will.
Absolutely. I love that. Getting back to the drawing board, because Necie, can you just share, I know, the year before last, you were on my Amplify 2016, and your message then was about overcoming self-doubt, right? Yeah. And does the self-doubt have a lot to do with this whole approval process? Can you speak to that?
Yes, I remember that very well. It was about approving ourselves then, but getting over the fear and understanding that there are so many moving parts to life and to living and to business and to relationships. And instead of losing ourselves, we will just kind of hide and we'll put on a facade, and then we'll step in the background of our life and other people's lives, and we're working in the background. Well, that message was about reconnecting, not allowing fear to keep us stuck in limited beliefs, limited self-validation, limited thinking even. And it was really to encourage women to, fear is going to be there. It's going to be around, but we cannot allow fear to dictate our lives and our purpose and live in the shadows. We've got to be confident and grow in self-esteem. And I know to say I have low self-esteem, that's not sexy. Nobody wants to say that, but it's real. So we got to start talking about what's real in our lives and start facing it, and stop hiding and gird just a little bit of courage to step outside of fear and step outside of self-degradation and validating our dreams and our purpose. And you know what? If you take one step and take another step, and baby steps even to get to where it is that you want to be. That's what it's about, to start somewhere and recognize fear is going to exist. It's going to be there, but we can still push past the fear and do everything that we want to do in our life.
So Necie, so here's what I love your points that you're making, but there's someone somewhere sitting there saying, okay, I hear what you're saying, but how? I don't have this. I don't have that. My mama said this to me. My daddy said that to me. The school counselor said I wasn't going to be nothing. How do people move past fear?
Okay, very good point. And I'm so excited to speak on that. There are people that grew up with us and around us. Some of them did what they were supposed to do and protected us. Some of them did what they were supposed to do and speak life into us. But then we have those people who hurt us, who abused us, who took advantage of us, even as children. And as we grow, we take that residue, I call that old residue, on our lives and on our thinking, and we take that into adulthood. Well, the important thing that you need to remember is there comes a point in your life where you have to stop and say, who am I? What am I really about? You have to separate yourself from the thinking. And I know that can be a challenge to do, but it starts with being quiet, to separate yourself from all of the voices that's going on in your head, all of the ideas that people have implanted, and make a decision. Do I want my life to be better? Do I want to do some things on the other side of fear? How can I affect my circumstances? So it starts with realizing that you are beautiful the way that God made you. Everything that you have to move your life forward, it's already in you. It's already there. So it starts with having a little bit of faith, even a mustard seed of faith in yourself, and getting quiet so that you can kind of reconnect with, what do I really want to do? It's not about mama and them or daddy and them or anybody that said you couldn't be, or anybody that said you were ugly, or you were too black, or you were too fat, or you were too white, or you were too short, or you were too anything. But who am I really? And how can I tap into that? By separating myself, getting quiet, and start thinking about and writing down, what do I really want? Who am I really? And tapping into that. I know it sounds like it's so simple, but it's just a matter of getting quiet and talking to yourself if you can do that, Yeah.
So I love that. So definitely I posted some of the questions that Necie was posing. You asking yourself, who are you? What do you want? And like Necie said, Necie, I know it sounds simple, right? And people are like, oh, it's, but as simple as it is, people won't even ask themselves a question.
Exactly.
They won't even ask themselves a question. And because the response to the question is often scary, because sometimes it's blank. It's nothing. It's like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to be. I don't know who I am, because we've allowed, like you said, other people to dictate what all that looks like. So if a person You know, and I love this whole self-approved. Do you have a copy of the book? Can you flash it up? Can we see it?
Yes. Can you?
Yeah, just flash it up on the camera. So this is Necie's book, Self-Approved. You got to give yourself, thanks, Necie. You got to give yourself the stamp of approval and saying, although this may have been my past, although this may be my present, although I may not know what the future holds, you do have control over your thoughts and your right now. And so Absolutely. What Necie is suggesting is that you kind of go through this kind of self-inventory process, right, Necie?
Absolutely. It's self-awareness. And you made a very good point. A lot of times we want it, but we don't want to face the answers to the questions that we pose ourselves. And we don't want to take responsibility because it could be painful. It's very uncomfortable. And I'm a witness, but I walk through it myself, which is what I share in the book. And it hurts, you know. But there comes a time when you don't want to hurt anymore. And the only way to go through it and get on the other side of that is to face it. Say, you know what? I know God is with me and he didn't bring me this far to just let me shut down and die here. So whatever this self-awareness process looks like, if it's painful, if it's scary, I'm willing to go through it so that I can get to the other side and start living my life on purpose and being whole. That's what it's about, is allowing ourselves to be whole so that we can continue to thrive and not just affect change in our lives, but start doing our purpose and affecting change in other people's lives as well.
Absolutely. So what you say you had a time in the book that you shared a time when you was kind of going through that. Can you share, you know, because people are like, well, yeah, okay, well, you wrote the book and you're talking about being self-approved and that's all good and well. I mean, right? Because that's what happens, you know.
Yeah, it's right. They want to know. They want to know, well, how you know about this? What can you share? Well, let me share a time that I actually talk about a little bit in the book, and I'll just give you a little bit about that. I'm on my third marriage, and I've been married twice. The first one was very physically abusive. The second one wasn't physically, but emotionally abusive. And I had to have a come to Jesus with me meeting with myself. And I did that because I was stuck in this victim state. I was stuck in this mindset like, oh God, why me? How come I can't ever find somebody to love me? And how come this and how come that? And I was living this facade on the outside, making people think that my life was good when it really wasn't. So at the ending of my second marriage, I was at this bookstore down the street from where I lived in Plano, Texas. Shout out to Plano. And I came across this video series by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and I really wasn't into him at that moment because I had heard about all of the, you know, stars and athletes that went there, and my life was in shambles enough. I wanted no more of that. But I kept going around that store, and he had this cassette series, you know, those little cassettes. And the series was a 3-part series and was called Forever the Victim? I don't think so. And the last time I saw it, as I kept circling the store, I picked it up and it was on sale for some freakishly low amount, you know, and I like a sale. So I bought it. But that video series talked about how we allow ourselves to perpetuate this victim state, this victim mentality. And we have this thinking that, you know, I'm so wonderful, but why am I attracting this type of man? Why am I attracting this type of situation? Why am I always the victim in a relationship, in a business deal? All those type of things. And I sat in my car on the way to work, listening to it. And I was literally in tears because it spoke to exactly where I was at that moment. And I realized I'm attracting these type of people because I see myself as a victim. And I got to get past that. So I talk about that in depth. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. We have this victimized mentality. We have this space where we're crying in our milk because nobody loves us, but we have not changed our thinking or our behavior. And we have not approved who we are and validated ourselves so that we can stand up and be confident and start attracting the kind of people that we need in our lives. So Okay, I could go on and on about that, but honey,
Girl, wait a minute.
That's where my change.
You was about to start preaching. I came off the screen. I gave you the full screen. I said, "Oh, so listen, you can keep talking. I mean, this is a beautiful message, and people need to hear it. Keep going."
Yeah, it's just, and I can understand, and I can relate how it can be so scary, and it can be so daunting to realize that, you know what? I've got all this education. I'm smart. I'm supposed to know better. I got it all going on. I look good on the outside, and everybody thinks highly of me. And it's just a facade. We've got to learn to shed that facade. We've got to learn to take power and control, not just from the inside, but once we get it together on the inside, oh baby, on the outside, we'll start attracting the type of people that we want and that we deserve, and the connections and the collaborations and the opportunities, and everything will just go forth from there. But we got to start on the inside. We cannot have an inside full of dead man's bones, and then we out there trying to even share the word of Christ when inside we are a mess. And I don't care what nobody say. There is a level of responsibility to our Christianity. We cannot go down in prayer and say, Lord, work on me and fix me, and then we get up with that same old negative thinking. We got to start operating in the power that he has given us, because he's not going to drag us by our hair and say, go do this and go do that, when we don't allow that cleaning to take place on the inside. We've got to get it together ourselves, and there is a responsibility that we have to own up to. We got to own up to it. It ain't the Lord's fault that things ain't working out for us. We've got to accept responsibility for those funky decisions that we're making and assume responsibility for changing that. It ain't Mama Nim's fault. It ain't Daddy Nim's. It ain't the guy who raped me's fault. It ain't the guy who rejected me's fault. It ain't that ex-husband's fault. And I had to realize I was playing a role in those situations, in my first marriage, in my second marriage, because of my low self-esteem, because of my self-pity, the pity parties that I was having, and the victim state that I found myself in. I had to recognize that I had a responsibility. It wasn't all their fault. And when there was some things that I had no control over, I got to give those to the Lord, because I can't fix those no way, but I can deal with me. Right? I can deal with me.
Oh my gosh. Necie, wait a minute. Girl, you preaching.
There you go. So I'm done. Back to you, April.
Listen, the comments is going on. Shawana. Hey, Shawana Mack. Shawana says, amen. Start on the inside. Kamisha says, true. A mind of self-pity. Etta says, wow, if only you knew. Yes. Brenda said, this is my lane all day. Dahlia says, speak. Don says, amen. They are.
Hey, y'all.
Gay says, wow, I'm doing that right now, analyzing myself. And you know, I truly appreciate this message, because I think people, it's easier, right, Necie, to just blame everybody else. It really is. It's because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to be like, you know, it's his fault. You know, I didn't know no better. It's her fault. I didn't know no better. You know, it's their fault. I didn't know you. No, we have to assume some type of responsibility. I'm so happy you said that, because at the end of the day, and I can share too, you know, the last quarter of last year, I didn't show up as much live because I was going through my own personal transformation. So I couldn't show up fake. And I talked to Rhonda about this yesterday. I couldn't show up the way I'm showing up right now because it wasn't there. It wasn't there. And you know, that's how I know it's very much a divine thing, because I didn't have it to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So we talk about those internal bones, the dryness that we have on the inside, you know, and then people are showing up, trying to show up, you know, with the brittleness, and it's really exuding from them on the outside as well, because we have to look inward. And as one of my coaches says, he said, you got to do your own fixing. And that's very true. And it's great to get on your knees and pray, but the action is on you, right, Necie? And that's what Necie's message is about. You want to put the stamp of approval. Hold the book up again, because I love that stamp. Okay, the stamp is everything. When you see that stamp, you need to have that glued in your mind. Make sure you pick up Necie's book, and I'll post a link where you can get it, because you need the tools. You need the tool to be able to walk the walk. It's not just about you doing the thing, but you need the tools to be able to walk the walk. And that's really important. I'm highly encouraged, and I hope that you all are hearing this message, because not only do we have the opportunity to have this revelation that Necie is sharing with you, but you also have the opportunity to then be able to do what she's suggesting to you. And that's the difference. You're hearing her right now, and this is the enlightenment that, okay, I got to do something to get out of what Necie says, her thinking. You're right. And to go to that thing. And Necie, I love what you said about behavior. Necie said, you got to watch your behaviors. And I think we get away from that. Like, what is your behavior? Meaning, what are you doing? What are your habits that you are doing every day that's causing the condition of which you exist?
Yes. Because
the condition in which you exist is a result of your thinking and your behavior. Necie, I mean, you just hit the nail on the head with that one 100%. If you had to give anyone, their next thing they need to do beyond this, outside of you guys supporting, this ain't even about you supporting Necie. This is about you supporting yourself. Get a copy of Self-Approved. You can go to selfapproved-thebook.com and order your copy. Necie, is it autographed? I don't know. Is that an autographed copy?
Yes, it is an autographed copy.
Okay,
and I have both paperbacks and hardbacks. So yes.
Okay. So you have a hardback and a paperback option. So what I talk about, Necie, if someone had to walk away and they're watching this, they heard it, what can they do next?
What they can do next is start by being real with yourself, being real to the point that you are not where you want to be, and you are committed to taking the action to get to where you want to be. It's about forgiving yourself for not doing the things that you felt you should have been doing, not forgiving yourself for not giving yourself the validation, giving yourself the approval. Forgive yourself for where you are so that you can let that go and stop holding and beating yourself up for it, and can start doing the things that will make a difference in your life. So being real and forgiving yourself and moving on from there.
Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful way to end this broadcast. Thank you so much. I think the forgiveness is probably the number one thing, because people are so hard on themselves. Yeah. I should have done this. I should have known that. I should have, seen this. I should have read through the fine print. I should have heard when he said this. I should have. And all of those statements are statements of self-judgment.
Yes.
And they lead us nowhere. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what you know today, and today you can make a new decision and approve yourself. So again, for those of you just tuning in, we're with Necie Black, author and founder and visionary of Life Smarts. She is an amazing coach and mentor to many. And you can get her book at selfapproved.thebook.com. You can also follow her on social media. Just simply look for her at Necie Black. Her website is necieblack.com. Necie, thank you for coming on and being available this morning and sharing with our viewers. Thank you. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, April. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.